Hello friends, warm greetings from TNVAKADEMI. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about data governance. So let's begin our session. Data governance (DG) is the process of managing the availability, usability, integrity and security of the data and enterprise system based on internal data standards and policies that also control data usage. Effective data governance ensures that data is consistent and trustworthy and doesn't get misused. It's increasingly critical as organizations face new data privacy regulations and rely more and more on data analytics to help optimize operations and drive business decision-making. A well-designed data governance program typically includes a governance team, a steering committee that acts as a governing body, and a group of data stewards. They work together to create the standard and policies for governing data, as well as implementation and enforcement procedures that are primarily carried out by the data stewards. Ideally, executives and other representatives from an organization's business operations take part, in addition to the IT and data management teams. Data governance means setting internal standards data policies that apply to how data is gathered, stored, processed, and disposed of. It governs who can access what kind of data and what kind of data are under governance. Data governance also involves complying with external standards set by industry associations, government agencies, and other stakeholders. Let us now move forward and discuss about why data governance matters. Without effective data governance, data inconsistencies in different systems across an organization might not get resolved. For example, customer names may be listed differently in sales, logistics and customer service systems. That could complicate data integration efforts and create data integrity issues that affect the accuracy of business intelligence (BI), enterprise reporting and analytics applications. In addition, data errors might not be identified and fixed, further affecting BI and analytics accuracy. Poor data governance can also hamper regulatory compliance initiatives. That could cause problems for companies that need to comply with the increasing number of data privacy protection laws and such as European Union's GDPR and the California Consumer Privacy Act (CCPA). An enterprise data governance program typically includes the development of common data definitions and standard data formats that are applied in all business systems, boosting data consistency for both business and compliance users. So let us now discuss about the goals and benefits of data governance. A key goal of data governance is to break down data silos in an organization. Such silos commonly build up when individual business units deploy separate transaction processing systems without centralized coordination or an enterprise data architecture. Data governance aims to harmonize the data in those systems through a collaborative process, with stakeholders from the various business units participating. Another data governance goal is to ensure that data is used properly, both to avoid introducing data errors into system and to block potential misuse of personal data about customers and other sensitive information. That can be accomplished by creating uniform policies on the use of data, along with procedures to monitor uses and enforce the policies on an ongoing basis. In addition, data governance can help to strike a balance between data collection practices and privacy mandates. Besides more accurate analytics and stronger regulatory compliance, the benefits that data governance provides include improved data quality, lower data management costs, and increased access to needed data for data scientists, other analysts, and business users. Ultimately, data governance can help improve business decision-making by giving executives better information. Ideally, that will lead to competitive advantages and increased revenue and profits. So we will now understand who is responsible for data governance. In most organizations, various people are involved in the data governance process. that includes business executives, data management professionals, and IT staffers, as well as end users who are familiar with relevant data domains in an organization's systems. These are the key participants and their primary governance responsibilities. Chief Data Officer. The Chief Data Officer (CDO), if there is one, is often the senior executive who oversees a data governance program and has high-level responsibility for its success or failure. The CDO role includes securing approval, funding and staffing for the program, playing a lead role in setting it up, monitoring its progress, and acting as an advocate for it internally. If an organization doesn't have a CDO, another C-suite executive will usually serve as an executive sponsor and handle the same function. Data governance manager and team. In some cases, the CDO or an equivalent executive, the director of enterprise data management, for example, may also be the hands-on data governance program manager. In others, organizations appoint a data governance manager or lead specifically to run the program. Either way, the program manager typically heads a data governance team that works on the program full-time. Sometimes more formally known as the Data Governance Office, it coordinates the process, leads meeting and training sessions, tracks metrics, manages internal communications, and carries out other management tasks. Data Governance Committee. The governance team usually doesn't make policy or standard decisions though. That's the responsibility of the Data Governance Committee or Council, which is primarily made up of business executive and other data owners. The committee approves the foundational data governance policy and associated policies and rules on things like data, access and uses, plus the procedures for implementing them. It also resolves disputes such as disagreement between different business units over data definitions and formats. Data stewards. The responsibilities of data stewards including overseeing data sets to keep them in order. They are also in charge of ensuring that the policies and rules approved by the Data Governance Committee are implemented and that end users comply with them. Workers with knowledge of particular data assets and domains are generally appointed to handle the data stewardship role. That's a full-time job in some companies and a part-time position in others. There can also be a mix of IT and business data stewards. Data architects, that modelers and data quality analysts and engineers are usually part of the governance process too. In addition, business users and analytics teams must be trained on data governance policies and data standards so they can avoid using data in erroneous or improper ways. So we will now move forward and discuss about components of data governance framework. A data governance framework consists of the policies, rules, process, organizational structures and technologies that are put in place as part of a governance program. It also spells out things such as mission statement for the program, its goals and how its success will be measured, as well as decision-making responsibilities and accountability for the various functions that will be part of the program. An organization's governance framework should be documented and shared internally, so it's clear to everyone involved upfront how the program will work. On the technology side, data governance software can be used to automate aspects of managing a governance program. While data governance tools are not a mandatory framework component, they support program and workflow management, collaboration, development of governance policies, process documentation, the creation of data catalogs, and other functions. They can also be used in conjunction with data quality, metadata management, and master data management (MDM) tools. Friend, let us now understand the implementation of data governance. Data governance should be a strategic initiative for organizations. A series of steps to take including the following to-do items. Identify data assets and existing formal governance processes. Increasing the data literacy and skills of end users and decide how to measure and success of a governance program. Before implementing a data governance framework, another step is to identifying owners or custodians of different data assets across an enterprise and getting them, or designated surrogates, involved in the governance program. The CDO executive sponsor or dedicated was governance manager then takes the lead in creating the program's structure, working to staff the data governance team, identify data stewards and formalize the governance committee. Once the structure is in place, the real work of governing data begins. The data governance policies and data standards must be developed, along with rules that define how data can be used by authorized personnel. In addition, a set of controls and audit procedures are needed to ensure ongoing compliance with internal policies and external regulations and to guarantee that data is used in a consistent way across applications. The governance team should also document where data comes from and where it's stored and how it's protected from misuse and security attacks. Data governance initiatives usually also include the following elements. Data mapping and classification. Mapping data in system helps document data assets and how data flows through an organization. Different data sets can then be classified based on factors such as whether they contain personal information or other sensitive data. The classifications influence how data governance policies are applied to individual data sets. Business glossary. A business glossary contains definitions of business terms and concepts used in an organization. For example, what constitutes an active customer? By helping to establish a common vocabulary for business data, business glossaries can aid governance efforts. Data catalog. Data catalogs collect metadata from systems and use it to create an index inventory of available data assets that includes information on data lineage, search functions and collaboration tools. Information about data governance policies and automated mechanisms for enforcing them can also be built into catalogs. So we have now come to the conclusion of this session. In case you have any questions regarding what we have discussed today, then please put them in the comment section of the video and we will be really happy answering them. Till we meet next, special resource from TNVAKADEMI. Thank you.